Hello YouTube, it's me Yovska, your favorite drag IDV streamer. Hopefully your favorite drag queen as well. Oh my god. I'm here today for the Ask Me Anything. I've been collecting questions from you guys. Thank you again for 1,000 subs on YouTube. I didn't think we'd reach it so fast since I only really started uploading again on the channel like in January. It was kind of desolate before that. And as you guys know, I also stream on Twitch regularly, mostly like Identity 5, but I've been trying to branch out a little bit, so we've been playing other games as well. We played IB the other day, which, I mean, is getting an Identity 5 crossover, so I mean, that's still playing a different game. We've also been trying to get back into DBD, but I'm like, kinda feeling it, kinda not. I guess before we get into the Ask Me Anything, I feel like I should, should give a little bit of background or like context about myself, just so that everyone's on the same page in terms of like the questions being asked, because I'm getting asked some questions about my history, etc., etc. So I've been doing drag and I guess like social media, content creation, etc. for about, I want to say, 8 years now? Yeah, when did I start? Like, okay, 2016. I started doing kind of costumes and stuff. I started out by walking in the ballroom scene, where they do like the voguing. I don't know how to vogue, but they do other categories like runway, serving face, etc. But I started out in 2016 walking the category bizarre. So bizarre was pretty much like bring an effect, or like an outfit that evokes like a sense of what the fuck in people, like be super weird, but also with like a dash of fashion. And there was a lot of use of like recycled materials, unexpected materials, and it was very much go big or go home. And when I started walking, girl, I started winning the bizarre category every time. I never lost a single time. I was undefeated. So that was between 2016 to around 2018. I was just walking ball after ball. I think I had like maybe like a 13 win streak. Oh my god. So, I think I found my calling with that. And it opened up a lot of other doors for me, I ended up being featured in a Vice article where they talk about my ballroom stuff and, me being a drag creature. I think it also helped me to be put on Canada's a Drag, which was like a docu-style mini feature for Canadian artists, like drag artists in particular. So I'll link that in the description as well, but that's like very much OG me. I was still a baby performer, but I guess I was doing stuff that people found really interesting or people found different for drag. Now that's not to say I'm saying like I'm the most original person or whatever. I borrow a lot from like the Club Kid era of performers. There's always been alternative performers. So when I started doing my thing, I was really identifying with that, and I was really trying to bring my ballroom background into when I started doing drag. So I think it was like around 2018, I started to kind of involve myself with wanting to be more in drag spaces. I had always like been interested in the idea of drag, but I wasn't really finding myself, I guess, as like what kind of drag performer I wanted to be. So after doing the whole ballroom thing for a bit, I decided to start taking my stuff into, I guess, drag circles or club circles. I started to be kind of, I was asked to do like hosting at clubs, which is for, like, I guess in this context, like when it comes to like a gay rave or gay like party like that, it just means put on a pretty outfit, walk around, talk with people, hang out, maybe you have a drink with them, yada yada yada. At least that's my understanding of it. So I did a little bit of that, and I started being interested in like, oh, but I would like to maybe perform in drag. And so I started kind of also branching out into that. I think also around that time I started finding out about the show Dragula, which was like a show where they featured performers that would be kind of in the same vein of the stuff that I was doing. So I was like, oh, I didn't really think my stuff had like, I guess like a place in terms of like drag in the bigger scope. And so I decided to apply because I'm like, okay, well, why not? Let's see what happens. And I think it was like maybe a couple months after I graduated from university that I got, well, I guess obviously casted for that. And, you know, I was still, listen, I was still a bit of a baby performer at the time. So, you know, I decided to go do it. And I brought what I could. And honestly, like, I think things turned out pretty well after that, you know? Despite me not being on the best terms with the show or whatever, I am still thankful for that opportunity because I got to meet a lot of new people. I got to really grow my platform super fast. I became a bit of a fan favorite during my season, and I got to put out some cool stuff. You know, people got to know me. I got to travel and perform in the States and different cities, meeting people I've been wanting to meet. So that was really cool. And then pandemic hit. And obviously, you know, the performing stuff had to go on a bit of a halt. And so, yeah, I couldn't really perform anymore. So that's when I took to Twitch. Because I saw a lot of drag performers who started doing, like, digital stuff on Twitch. And people were either performing on, like, during live streams or they were playing games. And so I had always been interested in doing Twitch streaming or, like, live streaming. But I didn't think it was for me because I didn't have, like, the proper setup. But, you know, like, I made it work. I started streaming out of my MacBook Pro from like 2012. Oh my god. The super crunchy stream era. We were playing like Switch games. Dead by Daylight on Switch. It was so crunchy. It was also around the time that I released my Running Up That Hill video because it was for like a Sega. I was actually a Sega sponsored drag show put on by Bitch Pudding, who's also an alumni of Dragula. Actually, she's the winner of season 2. She's super cool, check her out. Around the time it's also when I met Stream Queens, run by Deer. Oh my god, the icon, the legend. And, you know, I found a community of drag performers on Twitch, so I've been on Twitch ever since. What else? I feel like I'm really giving, like, the massive rundown. I think it was around, I don't remember, I think it was, like, maybe, I think about 3 years ago is when someone recommended I play Identity 5, and I'm like, well, I don't know what the hell this is. I don't play these crusty mobile gacha games. But people were like, oh, but like it really fits your aesthetic. And at the time, I just was not interested. I thought it looked so crunchy. And then my roommate started playing IDV. And I was like, well, I suppose I could give it a try. And so I saw they were having a Promised Neverland crossover. So I decided to come and jump in. You know what? I'll answer that. If someone asked me about that, I'll answer that later. I guess like what brought me into IDV. But yeah, I got into IDV, and I ended up really enjoying streaming it. And I was getting like way bigger numbers than I was when I was playing DBD, because I guess DBD like all the drag queens play it, so it's so saturated, and so many people already stream that. Like every other DBD player you get in the lobby is a Twitch streamer. Sometime around that, I also went back to Dragula for their, I guess, All-Stars? I guess that's the equivalent. It was Titans. Oh my god, my promo for that ate. Like, that is my favorite outfit of all time to this day. That cursed little teddy bear outfit. Oh my god, I love that. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that a lot of my drag stuff that I used to do, a lot of my drag stuff for the most part was masked looks around that point still. I mean, I did do some makeup looks here and there, but I was mostly known for my masks. So, I mean, for those of you that come to stream or have met me more recently, you probably only see me in makeup because I don't really do masks on stream anymore. So after Titans, you know, things didn't go super as planned, but, you know, it wasn't really that like, made me not want to talk too much about the show or anything anymore. However, I've been kind of coming to terms with, like, being more okay to talk about it because it's such a big part of, I guess, my career and where I am now, and it's a pretty big, like, 7 years of my life where it was pretty prominent. So, you know, I do stop people from talking about it on my stream because I feel like it just takes over conversations really fast, or I just get asked way too much about it, or, you know, people start probing too much, or, you know, sometimes some people are obsessed with the show, so they'll just come in and just talk about that nonstop, and it gets kind of annoying at some point, you know? It's like, oh my god, like, can we talk about the game, you know, something else, like, Jesus. I've definitely seen that on other streams of the, you know, my other friends from the show that stream, so it's kind of like... Anyways, I know some people are like, oh, well, Yovska's just salty because she went home early, yada yada yada. It's not super about that, because then I would have just done that since season 3. You know, I didn't necessarily do well there either. But, you know, I think there is, like, a point where I just wasn't really feeling like that was my crowd of people, you know, or... Anyways, not to trauma dump too much after that. I think my mental state was just not in the best of places. So, you know, but listen, I got myself on some psychotherapy, you know. I got myself on medication for a bit. I started working out, you know. I was trying to lose a little bit of weight, so, you know, I did that as well. I improved my makeup skills. I improved some other drag aspects, etc., etc. So, you know, so I've just kind of been focusing more on myself and, you know, focusing on content creation and, you know, just moving on with life, really. But I thought it would make sense to give people context, obviously, because it is, like I said, such a big chunk of my life and the reason most people here know me, you know, besides IDV. Okay, now finally for the AMA. Could you start streaming on YouTube? Also, I think it would be fun to play Kiss, Marry, Kill with Identity 5 characters. Now for my real question. Who's got the bigger blank? Aeroplanist or Feaster? No, I'm totally kidding. What's your favorite part of playing IDV? From the shit I've seen, no one has a favorite. What's your favorite dream skin? And why is it Joker's S limited? Oh my god, guys, I said one question, not the interview. So like I've thought about streaming on YouTube, and like we tried it out for a bit, but like I really feel like I can't be myself on YouTube as much because I gotta keep everything more PG. And, you know, sometimes I swear a lot, or, you know, sometimes the topics aren't SPG, you know, and my chat is kind of crazy. So it just makes it a little harder for me, and I feel like it just makes it a little more bland from my end. I also find trying to stream to both is a little distracting, because I did not gotta keep an eye on both chats. I don't know, I wasn't super feeling it. I'd rather just kind of do YouTube videos separately, and then do my live streaming on Twitch, because, you know, Twitch I think is a little more flexible with things. But, you know, please keep enjoying my YouTube videos. I appreciate the views. I do like the Kiss Marry idea. I think that's really cute. I would say my favorite part about playing IDV would be that it's like DBD, except it's actually playable. And the aesthetic is cuter. And I would say my dream S tier skin that's limited would be March Hair. Like, that skin is amazing. It's so Yovska coated. Okay, next question. Would you consider doing copycat customs outside of Sundays? I always want to join, but I work that day. Sob. Love the content, Yovs. Congrats. Definitely could consider it. I mostly just do it Sundays because that's like my big IDV day, right? Or my big stream day. And that's usually when I have the most viewers, so we're able to fill up like custom lobbies a lot faster, you know? But, you know, maybe I could consider doing it out of the blue sometime. Ooh, maybe we could do it for when I do the community day streams, right? Those aren't on Sunday. If your life depended on you winning a match, which killer are you picking? What trait are you bringing? Who are you banning? Oh my god, easy. I mean, I'm very confident in my Spider gameplay former for Spider. I would say Spider, and I would bring my trusty Warp. And obviously, I would ban Priestess, and I would ban Forward. What is your coming out story, Yof? By the way, I've been following you since Dragula and have always liked your style. Oh my gosh, thank you so much. Ooh, okay. Okay, this is kind of funny. It's kind of cringe. It's actually really cringe, but I'll tell you. So I think I was like 16. And it was like one afternoon and I'm like, oh mom, I have something to tell you. And then for some reason, I went into the bathroom and I locked the door. And I told her from the other side of the door. And then she's just like, okay, but why are you locked behind the bathroom? Like, what are you doing? You know, she's like, I already kind of like had an idea that you were. So it was kind of anticlimactic, but kind of funny now looking back. I'm like, why did I lock myself in the... I mean, I don't know why I was expecting like a worse reaction, but My mom was always kind of cool with that kind of stuff, so. Is there a reason you stopped doing masks? What made you want to be a mask queen in the first place? Okay, so I really enjoy, you know, as you guys know, like I think a lot of the people that knew me earlier in my career really knew me for doing like my masked looks or being a masked drag performer. I think initially I got attracted to the idea of masked drag because I was already familiar with textiles and sewing. And I also feel like I could be someone entirely different when I wore a mask. Like I wasn't myself anymore. You know, you were a different character. So it was easier to get on stage or, you know, be in the center of attention or whatever. But, you know, people aren't always the nicest, like online or whatever. Like I'm kind of used to it by now. But like, you know, I would get shit on a lot for being a masked performer, or people wouldn't take me as seriously as other drag performers. So especially like after doing Titans, I wanted to kind of really focus and like improve on my makeup skills because I feel like that's something else people would shit on me constantly for. And I think I've improved quite a lot on my makeup. So thank you so much to Twitch because I got to practice for my streams a lot. You know, so by watching other performers do their makeup, I improved. And I've just been having a lot more fun and feeling more confident in makeup lately. I don't know what it is, like lately when I've been putting on a mask, I just haven't been feeling as confident or really feeling it in general. So I'm sure it's something I'll get back to eventually. I haven't really been in the headspace for wearing masks lately. You know, I guess I'm just kind of trying out a new era, you know, or new things out. But, you know, I've done my Sonic Chew and Shadow the Hedgehog costumes, but outside of that, I haven't really been doing masks. What's a game/game series you think deserves more love, or maybe a revival, remaster, etc. of some kind? Okay, oh my gosh. I love this question. Easy answer for me would be they need to give us Mother 3 / Earthbound 2 in the West. But I don't know why the fuck Nintendo hates Earthbound so much. Like they really just want that IP to die. Like I am convinced. But Mother 3 is so peak. It's supposed to be like the sequel to Earthbound. It has amazing music, much better storyline than Earthbound. We gotta play it on stream at some point. Oh my gosh. How much of Yovska the drag performer is a character, and how much overlaps with Yovska the person? So I would say like what you guys see on Twitch, my personality on Twitch is pretty much me. Of course, like when there is a camera on me, I do try to be more excitable, I guess, or you know, I don't know what the word is, like more emotive, I guess is the word. Because I guess when I'm like not on camera, you know, just hanging out with like my partner or like with friends, I'm more monotone, or you know, like I don't really react as much, if that makes any sense. Not that I'm not excited about things, but you know, I don't know. Maybe it's a neurodivergent thing, girl. Maybe I need to get diagnosed. I don't know what it is. Especially like if I'm in drag, I do try to be even more over the top, you know, especially with the things I say. If you see me in drag in person, I try to be a lot more bubbly. But, you know, usually like how you see me on stream is usually how I am IRL, so. And also, fun fact, Yovska's my IRL name. It's actually my birth name, so I guess that kind of makes my character blend in with my everyday life, I suppose. Ooh, I love this next question. Do you have any Survivor or Hunger food you'd like to try? Kind of a silly question. Okay. So the food that I really want to try is the Petite Four cake, because Mindsight makes it look so damn good. Like she just kind of like dips her finger in, and then she does like a little dance, like, oh my god. And then also the Soul Weaver food that she eats, what is it? Frosted buns? No pun intended. I don't know, she makes it look good too, and it looks kind of like something I would eat, so. Are you a drag creature, a drag queen, or a drag thing? What do you call yourself? Does it change? So when I first started out, I was calling myself more of a drag creature. Oh my god, and I think I was one of the first people to really use that term. Lately though, everyone seems to be using that damn term, so I'm kind of like, well, it's not that cool anymore. So I've been kind of just calling myself mostly like a drag plushie, you know, because I work with a lot of like plush material and stuffed toys or whatever. Though I've also been going by drag queen lately because, you know, I feel like when you say you're a drag queen, it makes you more marketable immediately, you know? People are like, oh, a drag queen. I know what a drag queen is. People don't really know what the fuck a drag creature is or like a drag thing, you know? Oh my god, clickbait. My sellout era, you guys? Sellout era? If you could describe your drag aesthetic in 3 TV shows / animes, which shows would you use? Okay, so obviously the first one, the most obvious answer would be Madoka Magica. And it's funny because like I hadn't seen the show until maybe pandemic because people were like, oh, Yovska, you remind me of the witches from Madoka Magica. And I'm like, well, I don't know what Madoka Magica is, but if you're saying they look like me, then maybe I'll be interested in checking it out. And oh my god, I became so obsessed with Madoka Magica. Like, I've seen the anime fully through like about 8 times now. I have a witch kiss tattoo on the back of my neck. I have Bebe tattooed on my wrist. I think I would love to get a Charlotte tattoo at some point. So that one's a no-brainer. Another one that I would name, this one isn't like particularly like a favorite of mine, but the enemies on Wonder Egg Priority really spoke to me. Like their dark backstories, but like super colorful designs. I thought that was really cool. I'm like, oh, that's very Yovska coded. And then, okay, this one just randomly came to my head. For no particular reason, like it holds no importance to me. But I would say In the Night Garden is something that came immediately to mind. Those weird shaped creatures, I don't know, something about them. What was the most unhinged question you got as part of the AMA that you can't answer? Well, obviously I can't answer it. But there was a couple, not safe for work ones. Did you always know or consider yourself non-binary, or did that come through drag? I think gender identity for me is something that I always kind of played around with. Especially during high school, you know, I was just really interested in, you know, androgynous personalities like Frankenfurter or like Pete Burns. So, you know, those were definitely influences on me. When I was in university at art school, oh my god, girl, I went full non-binary. I'm like, they, them only, please. Do not call me anything else. I also cross-dressed a little bit, I suppose. Like, you know, I would wear skirts, you know, or accessories, you know, meant for ladies usually. Nowadays, I guess I haven't really been using they, them anymore. I just kind of go by he, him, and I dress a little more masculine, like, well, slightly. I don't know if it's because maybe drag has been kind of like my outlet for gender expression, I suppose, but it's kind of funny how that works. If they made an SS tier Yovska skin, which character would you like to see it for? Oh my god, I want a puppeteer Yovska Clownita skin, you know, where Clownita is Lewis. And then like, maybe I'm in drag or something, you know, dragged up. And then I turn into her to take the hits and stuff. Oh my god, it would be so perfect. I just realized I'm kind of giving Bloody Queen a little bit today. Between Identity 5 and Dead by Daylight, which do you prefer more and why? Well, between the two, it's a no-brainer. IDV, hands down. If me playing IDV meant I could never play DVD again, easiest, you know, button press of my life. Because I feel like, I don't know, the IDV is a bit more balanced, and the skins are not ugly, and like the maps are, you know, are actually traversable. Like I can actually see what's happening. I don't know, every time I play DB, there's just so many things that happen that just frustrate me to no end. What's your favorite IDV fact or piece of lore if you care about that stuff? My favorite fact is that the game is so cute, but then like all the characters have like dark backstories. You know, like someone shot someone, someone murdered this, someone murdered that. Oh, and also I also love the, you know, the canonical like Mind's Eye and Sculptor are like lesbians with each other. I love that. That's canon, I'm pretty sure. What does it feel like being a Soul Weaver main, and how do you overcome it? You know, they say that when you love something, it doesn't feel like work. You know, I feel like that's what it is to play Soul Weaver. But, you know, honestly, I think she's a pretty solid character, you know, and I think she can catch people off guard because they don't really go up against her. She does require a lot of practice, though. I feel like it took me 3 years of trying to main her to actually get decent with her. So, you know, just be strong. If you're trying to main her, be strong. It'll take you a long time to get decent with her. Would you ever consider immersing yourself in the drag scene in Mexico? I feel like I should probably immerse myself more in my local scene, but like, listen, I am so bad at like networking or like, you know, socializing with people that like, I'm still very much a stranger to most of the community, even in my own city. Maybe I should focus on Toronto before I focus on Mexico. If you could pick 5 viewers to put in drag, who would you pick and why? I feel like I'm too lazy to put anyone in drag out of the blue, but like, you know, like if I had no choice and like they had a gun to my head and they're like, Yovska, pick somebody, I would say I think it'd be fun in that scenario. I guess it would be fun to put maybe J-Link and Picard in drag, you know? That's our favorite straight couple. No offense if some of you have a straight couple somewhere else. I don't know. It would also be fun to put Lady Mako in drag, in like my drag in particular. I mean, she already performs, so it would be fun to do that. Oh, maybe also Eli he trusts would be fun to put in drag as well, because you know he's such a big drag fan, and I feel like he'd have so much fun with it. Ooh, and I would want to put my friend Andy in drag, because I feel like they have like a sassy personality, you know, so I feel like they could pull it off. If you were to return one single limited skin, what would you pick? So I would say, as much as I love other S-tier limited skins, like I would have to bring back Golden Candle, because that would mean I'm one step closer to like complete Spider collection. And you know, I love my Diva Spider. I need to have all her skins. I would say Chaser of Time, but you know, I'm holding out hope that Logic Path skins will come back. So, you know, I'm praying. Besides Albert/family, who do you think knows the most about you? Honestly, I think you guys. Like, I probably interact with you guys the most, besides, Albert. Like I said, I don't really socialize much, and I feel like the close friends that I do have already watch stream to begin with, so you guys probably hear more about my day and, like, my interests, etc. than anyone else does, besides my partner, you know? I would say you guys might even know me better in some aspects than my family does. Have you ever had a drag child? If not, would you ever have one? I would say currently Arcade is my only drag child. You know, but she's a work in progress. Like, she's still very much a baby drag. But, you know, I believe in her. She can do it. Would I want to have a future one someday? Listen, I'm a lazy bitch in that aspect. But maybe, I don't know, I wouldn't put it out of the question. It's just, you know, obviously, like, I would want to be a good drag parent and, like, actually teach stuff. Will you do DBD videos next, or are you only doing IDV videos? I think maybe a little bit. I mean, I'm trying to get back into DBD, but oh my god, I fucking hate that game. I'll have to see, let's see how long it holds my interest for. You know, obviously IDV I play every damn day, so it's so easy for me to make videos on that. It's easy to talk about something you really like, right? Favorite fabric texture and favorite color for outfits. Okay, so favorite color for outfits easily is white. Like, you know, white headpieces, accessories, shoes, etc. Like, I don't know what it is, but I think my favorite thing to do is like white plus one other color. As you can see right now, white and red right now. But also I really noticed that even though I don't like the color red, I seem to wear it a lot. I don't really like red though, but I wear it more than like baby blue, which is one of my favorite colors. So I don't know, it's something about red, something about red. And favorite material is stretch vinyl, because I think it looks really cool and sexy, and it looks expensive usually. Oh my god, guys, we have like 40 questions to go through. Which Canadian queen do you want to put in your drag, and why? I don't know if I really have an interest in putting other people in drag, to be honest with you. But you know, once again, if someone held a gun to my head and was like, Yovska, you need to put someone in drag, another Canadian queen, I would say I would want to put Brooklyn Heights in drag, because you know, the queen of Canadian queens. Let's put Brooklyn Heights in Yovska drag. Hashtag, you guys. Push it on social media. Actually, no, don't. I'm too awkward and embarrassed for that. Where did the plushie start? Did you have a ton as a kid? You know, I never intended to be the ultimate drag plushie, but I kind of just got there. And mostly because, like, when I was first starting to do my looks and stuff, people would tell me I looked like a cursed toy or like a cursed stuffed animal. And so I'm like, well, I guess I'll just lean into this, and it ended up becoming my whole drag aesthetic. So, you know, it wasn't necessarily the plan, but it seems to be what I'm good at. So I don't think I had a ton of toys as a kid. We were kind of poor, actually. I was definitely a gamer though, like mostly PlayStation, and yeah. But the plushie collection happened more as I'm like, let me be the ultimate drag plushie. So I'm like, well, I gotta surround myself with plushies then, you know, to kind of inform myself and tap into the plush stream of consciousness. What are your top 5 favorite crossover costumes on IDV? I feel like that's the topic for a future video, so stay tuned. Where do you see your drag going 10 years from now? I think I would love to be doing exactly what I'm doing now, but like on a bigger scale. So, you know, I would love to keep growing my channel, you know, to, you know, bigger viewers, bigger audiences. I would love to keep performing, you know, hopefully even more often. You know, I would love to keep making more things for people, you know, and even bigger things. Have you seen Wicked yet? What do you think of it? I've not seen it, but I'm not really sure it's like my vibe personally. Like, it does seem interesting and the costumes look cool, but it's just not something that I think I would typically watch. It's kind of hard to nail down exactly what I would watch, but I kind of just know what I like, and I kind of feel like I wouldn't necessarily be into it. Is it pronounced Yovska, like yo-yo, or Yovska? I say Yovska, like yo-yo. I mean, I guess Yovska is not that bad. I've heard worse. But yeah, it's Yovska. What advice would you give to your younger self? Quit drag and stay away from IDV. Would you ever do a non-drag themed TV show? I don't think I have much interest in doing like reality TV unless it's like something that would benefit my drag stuff or like my content creation stuff. So, you know, maybe I would do a TV show related to content creation or something, but like, I don't think anything else really would interest me. I used to be wanting to do Big Brother, but like, I guess, I don't know, not as much anymore, unless like, you know, like it would make me a more famous drag performer. Like, I don't know, girl. How did you find out about ballroom? Through a friend in university. One of their friends was part of the ballroom scene, and they were putting on a ball at my university, OCAD University. And that's the first time I got to experience ballroom culture, and I was like, oh my god, I think I would love to walk on stage and, you know, get attention. Oh my god. And so I started attending a few of those before I decided to eventually walk. What made you start playing IDV? So I mentioned this earlier, the Promised Neverland crossover was really what got me to play IDV. Like, at the time, I had just finished watching Promised Neverland, and I thought it was really good. And I saw they had an Isabella skin, and I'm like, oh my god, let me whack these little bugs as Mommy Isabella. And then I booted up the game and downloaded it and everything, and then I realized the skin was gacha. Do you get recognized out of drag? Honestly, surprisingly, yes. And like, it's funny because like, I don't really see Dragula as like that huge of a show. Like, I think it's a, I don't know, in my opinion, it's a pretty small niche show. It's not as, you know, nowhere near as big as Drag Race or anything like that. But I guess, like, within, like, the alt-gay community, you know, it is pretty known. And so there's been times, sometimes where, like, you know, I'll be, like, at the thrift store or at the dollar store, you know, places I frequent. And then someone will be like, oh my god, are you Yovska? I loved you on Dragula, yada, yada, yada. So it's super funny. Oh, I've also been recognized sometimes through Facebook Marketplace when I'm, like, picking up an item or I'm selling something. And then the person is like, oh my god, by the way, are you Yovska from, like, the TV show? Like, I loved you, da 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 da. One time I got a free Gloomy Bear that I was picking up from the person that was selling it. Because I showed up at their door and they're like, oh my god, you're Yovska from the show. And then they're like, here, you can just have the plushie, like, I love your work. And I was like, oh my god, thank you. So that was really cool and funny. And I guess that would be, like, mostly the people that do decide to say hi, because I'm sure there's also people that, like, see me out and about but don't say anything. But, you know, if you see me, feel free to say hi. I know I have a bit of a resting bitch face when I'm out, but, you know. Next question is, who is your favorite Yovi? Well, take a look. And let me know what you... Oh, well, actually, that's the camera. But can you know what I mean? Oh my god. It's you. What drew you to doing drag? Well, I have attention-seeking tendencies and delusions of grandeur, so I feel like naturally it made the most sense to go into a drag direction. But, you know, ever since I was small, like, I've always been interested in wanting to be on the stage or, you know, entertain people or make people laugh. And when I discovered drag, it kind of seemed like, I guess, the natural avenue to start going into. Okay, guys, and now we're finally at the last question. DVD skin rating when? I would say maybe probably soon. I mean, like I said, DVD pisses me off, but I think it would be funny because those skins are so crunchy in that game. So yeah, maybe soon. Maybe you know, maybe I could convince some DVD players to play IDV if they find my channel. You know, I could save them, or you know, I guess in another sense, like maybe I'm corrupting them because like. IDV is brain rot. Anyways, guys, I hope you really enjoyed that Ask Me Anything. Once again, thank you so much for 1,000 subscribers. I'm so happy, you know, I get to make more stuff for you guys and that you guys are enjoying watching the videos. So, you know, maybe next time, maybe we can get to 10,000 or, you know, well, maybe 100,000 is like overshooting it. But I think we could get to 10,000 easily on YouTube. Like, I don't see why not, you know. Like, it is me after all, right? So hurry up and share my videos with your friends and whatnot. And like I said, make sure to check me out on Twitch where I stream more often. I'm actually gonna go stream right now, but well, you guys are gonna see this video way later because I gotta edit like about an hour worth. Well, until next time, you guys, lots of love, LOL, see you later. And yeah, here's to more YouTube stuff.